Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am. Good
shall we
evening.
start the program, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Okay, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the 5 days faculty development program organized by LKP Academy. We are delighted to have with us our esteemed resource person, Dr. S. Karunya, ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of English, PSG College of Arts and Science College. Today's session, we are happy to have you with us. Ma'am, without further delay, I warmly invite Dr. S. Karunya, ma'am, to take over the section. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. My wish is evening to one and all present here, and it gives me immense pleasure to the second day program of this FTP. And yes, I'm happy to meet you all for the next session. And I would like to start today's session with a quote that is, I quote, your number one task as a speaker is to transfer into your listeners' minds an extraordinary gift, a strange and beautiful object that we call an idea. I unquote. It is said by Chris Anderson. And this particular quote is closely related to the topic that I'm going to handle it today, or that we are going to discuss it today. That is, it is about the art of eloquence and art of public speaking. Like how you have to conduct yourself when you are a speaker, and how you have to have a good communication. Because communication plays a major role, and in today's scenario, without communication we can't survive in this world, and without English communication in English, it would be really tough for us to communicate our thoughts to other people. The main goal of communication or the objective of communication is to convey our thoughts, to share our ideas, information, emotion, and everything. So when it is not done properly, then there is that lacuna, and that communication will not be complete. So when you convey certain ideas, thoughts, or information, we have to make sure that it is conveyed clearly and properly to people whomever we are intending to convey our ideas. So with that note, I would like to start with today's session. I will just share the screen. Ma'am, is it
Ma'am, is it
visible?
visible? Yes,
Yes,
ma'am,
ma'am,
it's
it's
visible,
visible,
ma'am.
ma'am. Ma'am, is
Ma'am,
it
is it
like
like
the
the
first
first
slide is
slide is
showing, or
showing, or
which one,
which one,
ma'am?
ma'am? Showing, ma'am.
Okay,
Okay. Okay.
thank you. Okay,
Okay,
so
so
first
first
thing, it
thing,
is
it is
about
about
art of
art of
speaking.
speaking.
First of
First of
all,
all,
we
we
should
should
know
know
about the
about the
target
target
audience.
audience.
See,
See,
this
this
communication
communication
or
or
this
this
public
public
speaking,
speaking,
it
it
is
is
not
not
just
just
for
for
the
the
students
students
that they
that they
have
have
to
to
present
present
their
their
ideas
ideas
in their
in their
conferences or
conferences
in
or
their
in their
seminars, or
seminars, or
it is
it is
not
not
only for
only for
their
their
professional and
professional and
career
career
growth, but
growth,
it is
but it is
also
also
plays a
plays a
major
major
role
role
in
in
every
every
one
one
of
of
our
our
lives.
lives.
Because
Because
as a
as a
scholar,
scholar
or
or
as the
as the
faculty
faculty
members
members
of
of
different
different
stream,
stream,
we
we
have
have
to
to
convey
convey
our
our
ideas
ideas
to
to
our
our
students.
students,
And
and
also
also
when
when
we
we
are
are
invited
invited
as the
as the
speaker
speaker
or the
or the
resource
resource
person
person
for
for
any
any
of the
of the
seminars,
seminars,
workshops,
workshops,
or
or
faculty
faculty
development
development
program for that
program for that
matter,
matter,
we have
we
to
have to
make
make
sure
sure
to
to
whom
whom
are
are
we
we
going to
going to
deliver
deliver
that
that
particular
particular
topic or
topic or
lecture.
lecture.
So
So
we have
we
to
have to
craft our
craft our
speech, or we
speech, or
have
we
to
have to
tailor
tailor
our
our
idea or
idea or
information
information
according to
according
our
to our
target
target
audience.
audience.
So if it
So
is
if
a
it is a
student,
student,
our
our
information or
information or
ideas, it will
ideas,
be
it will be
something
something
different. That
different.
is,
That
we
is, we
are
are
going to
going to
deliver
deliver
idea
idea
to
to
people
people
who
who
are
are
not
not
aware of
aware of
certain
certain
information.
information.
And when we
And when
actually
we actually
deliver
deliver
inform, or
inform,
when
or
we
when
actually
we actually
present
present
our
our
thoughts
thoughts
to
to
professors or the
professors or the
faculty
faculty
group,
group,
they
they
have
have
certain
certain
information
information
about the
about the
topic that
topic
we are
that we are
going to
going to
handle.
handle.
So
So
that
that
approach will be
approach will be
completely
completely
different.
different.
So we
So
have
we
to
have
fix
to
a
fix a
target
target
audience
audience
first of all if
if
you
you
are
are
a
a
speaker,
speaker,
and
and
according to
according
that
to
we
that
have
we
to
have to
craft
craft
or
or
tailor our
tailor our
speech.
speech.
We have to
We have to
mercilessly cut
mercilessly
off
cut off
whatever is
whatever is
not
not
needed for the
needed for the
presentation,
presentation,
and
and
whatever has
whatever
to
has
be
to be
included
included
exclusively for the
exclusively for the
presentation, that
presentation, that
has to
has
be
to be
included
included
without
without
any
any
other
other
reason.
reason.
So
So
first of
first
thing is you
thing
have
is
to
you have to
craft your
craft your
speech.
speech.
And the
And the
second, that
second,
is the
that is the
main
main
objective of
objective of
public
public
speaking.
speaking.
What do you
What do you
think that
think
is the
that is the
main
main
objective? See,
objective?
if
See,
we
if
are
we are
we are
we are
all
all
we
we
all
all
belong to the
belong to the
fraternity of
fraternity of
teaching,
teaching,
that is the
that is the
faculty
faculty
members or the
members or the
scholars.
scholars.
So what is
So
our
what is our
main
main
objective? It is to
objective? It is to
share our
share our
ideas or
ideas or
information to
information
other
to other
people.
people.
The
The
same
same
way,
way,
the
the
main
main
objective
objective
of
of
public
public
speaking,
speaking,
it
it
is
is
to
to
inform
inform
or
or
change
change
the
the
audience
audience
thoughts
thoughts
and
and
actions.
actions.
Because
Because
if
if
you
you
are
are
a
a
speaker,
speaker,
if
if
you
you
are
are
a
a
resource
resource
person,
person,
when
when
you
you
actually
actually
deliver
deliver
speech,
speech,
you
you
are
are
there
there
to
to
give
give
information,
information,
and
and
not
not
only
only
information, you
information,
are
you are
there
there
to
to
change the
change the
mindset
mindset
of
of
people,
people
because you
because
are
you are
there to
there to
influence
influence
people.
people.
So,
So,
when
when
they
they
get
get
that
that
information,
information,
the
the
audience
audience
thoughts and
thoughts
their
and their
action
action
also
also
gets
gets
transformed
transformed
according to
according
the
to the
speech
speech
whatever they
whatever they
listen to.
listen to.
So, we
So we
have a
have a
greater
greater
responsibility on
responsibility
our
on our
shoulders
shoulders
to
to
make a
make a
good
good
and
and
clear
clear
presentation on
presentation
the
on the
topic
topic
whatever we
whatever we
intend to.
intend to.
And
And
the
the
third thing
third thing
is, the
is the
topic is
topic is
art of
art of
eloquence.
eloquence.
That
That
eloquence is
eloquence is
like
like
speaking with
speaking
a
with
good
a good
communication.
communication.
Okay,
Okay,
and when
and
do
when
you
do you
get that
get
good
that good
communication?
communication?
See, it
See, it
is
is
not like
not like
it
it
has to
has to
be
be
taught,
taught,
it has
it
to be
has to be
learnt.
learnt.
No,
No.
that
That
eloquence
eloquence
comes out
comes
of
out of
practice.
practice.
You
You
have to
have to
practice
practice
lot.
lot.
See, if
See,
you
if you
think
think
like you
like you
have to
have
be
to be
very
very
fluent in
fluent in
communication,
communication,
what you
what you
can do
can do
is
is
you
you
can
can
actually
actually
stand in
stand in
front of the
front of the
mirror.
mirror.
You
You
can
can
talk
talk
aloud,
aloud,
and
and
also
also
make
make
sure
sure
you
you
slow
slow
down with
down
your
with your
points.
points.
When you
When you
rush up
rush
with
up
your
with your
points,
points,
your
your
thoughts
thoughts
get
get
mixed in
mixed
your
in your
mind, and
mind,
you will
and you
not
will
be
not
very
be very
clear with
clear
your
with your
the
the
priority of
priority of
ideas, what
ideas,
you have
what you
to
have
say
to
it in the
say it in
first
the
and what
first
you
and
have
what
to
you
say
have
it
to
in
say it.
the
Then
next. It
it
will
will
get
get
confused.
confused.
So
So
always have
always
that
have that
clarity of
clarity of
thought, and
thought and
always
always
have that
have that
order,
order.
the sequence of order in presentation. So
So
this
this
eloquence
eloquence
comes
comes
out
out
of
of
practice,
practice,
proper
proper
practice.
practice.
So you
You
can
can
stand
stand
in
in
front
front
of the
of the
mirror,
mirror.
you
You
can
can
talk on the
talk on the
topic that
topic
you have
that you have
planned to
planned to
present. So
present.
you
So you
can
can
just
just
open your
open your
mouth.
mouth.
You
You
can
can
just
just have
you
you
can
can
just
just face
face yourself
yourself
in
in
the
the
mirror.
mirror.
And
And when you
when you
actually
do
do
that
that
practice
practice
consistently and
consistently and
consciously,
consciously,
you
you
will
will
get to
get
know
to
where
know
you lag, where you have
where
to
you have to
improve, and
improve,
where
and
you
where
are
you
really
are really
excelling as
excelling
a
as a
speaker.
speaker.
So that is
So
the
that
first
is the
and the
first and the
foremost thing, that
foremost
you
thing, that
stand
you
in front
stand
of
in
the
front
mirror
of the
to
mirror to
practice
practice
yourself.
yourself.
And the next
And the
thing
next
is,
thing is
you have
you
to
have
watch
to
out
watch out
for the
for the
tones and
tones and
intonation.
intonation.
See, for
See,
any
for
of
any
your
of your
communication, if you are
communication, if you are
going to
going to
talk
talk
continuously without
continuously
any
without any
pause, without
pause,
any
without
stress,
any
and
stress,
without
and
any
without any
intonation, intonation is
intonation
nothing
is
but
nothing but
there should be
that should be
fall and
fall and
raise in
raise
our
in
speech.
our speech.
It shouldn't
It
be like
shouldn't be like
continuous
continuous
craft a speech
the
that targets
target's
audience.
audience.
Main
Main
objective of
objective of
public
public
speaking
speaking
to
to
inform,
inform,
change
change
the
the
audience
audience
thoughts
thoughts
and
and
actions.
actions.
No,
No.
it will be
It
like
will be like
reading. When
reading.
you
When you
present your
present your
thoughts or ideas,
ideas,
it has
it
to
has
go
to
on
go
with
on
that
with that
intonation.
intonation.
There has to
There
be
has to
raise
be
in the
raise in
voice.
the
There
voice.
has to
There has
be
to
like
be
you
like
have to
you
low
have to
down your
low down
voice,
your
and
voice, and
wherever you
wherever you
intend to
intend to
give
give
stress to
stress
the
to the
important
important
words or the
words or the
phrases or the
phrases or the
important points,
important points,
there you
that
have
you
to
have to
give
give
stress. So with all these things, you can really make
or
or
create
create magic in the
the
mindset of
mindset of
people.
people.
And
And
you should
you
have
should
that
have that
confidence.
confidence.
See,
See,
confidence,
confidence,
that
that
is
is
the
the
cornerstone of
cornerstone of
effective
effective
public
public
speaking.
speaking.
You should
You should
have that
have that
confidence
confidence
on
on
you
you
that
that
you
you
will
will
really
really
rock
rock
that is you are efficient enough
to do
to
that
do that
presentation,
presentation,
and
and
you
you
have
have
to
to
have
have
that
that
confidence
confidence
enough to
enough to
face the
face the
audience,
audience,
because it is
because it is
nothing to
nothing to
impress the
impress the
audience, but
audience,
here
but
you
here
are
you
there
are
to
there to
share your
share your
expertise in your
expertise in your
field.
field.
So there is
So there is
nothing
nothing
wrong that
wrong that
if it is
if it
like
is like
if you have
if you have
stammer for
stammer
some
for
time,
some time,
but make
but
sure
make
like
sure like
when
whenever
you
when
actually
you
practice
actually
in
practice
front
in
of the
front of the
mirror,
mirror,
you will
you will
actually
actually
know
know
where
where
you
you
stammer and
stammer
where you
and
can
where you
actually
can actually
fill
fill
certain
certain
words
words
to
to
come out
come
of
out
that
of that
stammering.
stammering.
So instead
So
of
instead
saying
of saying,
instead of
instead of
thinking and
thinking
instead
and
of
instead of
using
using
all
all
these
these what the sounds to fill your thoughts or the
the
next
next
idea,
idea,
you
you
can
can
actually
actually
go
go
on
on
with
with
the
the
filter.
filter.
Like you
Like you
can
can
use
use
the
the
linker
linker,
meanwhile,
meanwhile,
likewise. So
likewise.
you
So
can
you can
use the
use the
linker to
linker to
support
support
your
your
statement.
statement.
So you should
So you should
have that
have that
confidence.
confidence.
That
That
is
is
you
you
are an
are an
expertise in that
expertise in that
field,
field,
and you
and
will
you will
really
really
give your
give your
best to the
best to the
audience.
audience.
And
And
unless and
unless and
until you
until
are
you are
prepared,
prepared,
you
you
can't
can't
make
make
justice. You
justice. You
can't do
can't do
justice to the
justice to
work
the work
that you
that
have
you
planned
have
for.
planned for.
So kindly
So
have
kindly
a good
have a good
preparation
preparation
of the
of the
topic,
topic,
whatever you
whatever you
intend to
intend to
share it
share it
audience.
audience.
And
And
as a
as a
speaker,
speaker,
immerse
immerse
yourself in
yourself in
intellectual
intellectual
pursuits.
pursuits.
That
That
is,
is,
if you
if you
are
are
going to
going to
present
present
any
any
idea,
idea,
kindly
kindly
have
have
AI has taken its control, and still it hasn't taken its control over the art of speaking, because it is more or less like that is a wonderful connection between the speaker and the audience. Like we interact, we communicate, and public speaking is actually essential in our today's world, because that is the fuse that brings us all together. Okay, as I was talking about AI on the rise and about the human connection, this public speaking actually connects everyone together. It is like a fuse, which actually it acts as it acts as a catalyst, and it helps and it supports, it binds and content. Content is what you get satisfied with. Content is this one. So, focus on the content that you are going to discuss. Focus on your message. Focus on information. Focus on idea that you are going to transfer to people, and don't quantity of crowd, obviously. And if it is quantity of crowd, obviously. And if it is see, everywhere and in every other scenario, we will always receive positive responses and also negative criticism. It may be a rebuke or it may be a praise, but just like a coin has two sides, our life also has this positive side, that is the praise, and the negative side like the rebukes. And accept both. And when you present your thoughts or ideas, you need not have fear that how people will respond to it, or how people will take it, whether people will like it or not, whether people will dislike your ideas. No, it is nothing like that. So when you have certain prejudice in your mind about the reception of the audience, there you fail as a speaker. So just focus on the content or the message that you intend to convey. But don't think about the quantity of people, that is crowd. And also be ready to accept both, that is the positive response and also the negative criticism for your speech. And this standard of perfection, when we think like we have to do our best, we have to give our best, we have to be very perfect, we have to make sure like the whole crowd feels enthusiastic about your presentation. So when you have all these standard of perfection in your mind, you are actually adding, or you put your nerves into your pressure cooker. Just imagine that you are putting your nerves into your pressure cooker and it goes on with whistles. See how much pressure it will be. Okay, so uh, just forget about crowd or just forget about the reception that you are going to receive from audience. It may be good or it may be bad, but when you give your best, you need not worry about the negative impact of your speech. So you just give your best, but don't give stress on the point that you have to be very perfect, and this standard of perfection should not disturb your peace of mind by keeping your nerves into your pressure cooker. So just keep that in your mind before you present your thoughts or emotion to any of the public forum. And the great speakers, they believe, see, whomever if they are a speaker, they really believe like they are actually sharing good information or useful information or good content to the audience. So that is actually the general belief of any of the speakers for that matter. Okay, and in art of speaking, how you have to present, like how you have to talk, you have to have a loud and clear voice. Okay, in your if your voice is like very gentle, very meek, like have a loud and clear voice with boisterous personality, so you can't listen to it. So you have to arrest the attention of the audience only with your throw of voice. So let your voice be loud and clear in your thoughts or in your message. And also it should be with boisterous personality. That is when you are actually happy, you are actually contagious to others, you are actually spreading that happiness to others, you are just spreading, giving your, you are transferring that energy to the audience. So if you are going to be very sad, then you don't expect your audience to be in a exuberant spirit. No, if you have excuse, if you are a boisterous personality who loves to talk, who loves to smile at people, see, when you talk, actually have that eye contact with every other listener, the audience. So have eye contact and have that smiling face. You need not be rigid in your face and you need not be very stern and serious when you convey your thoughts, because they have to understand what you are going to convey. So kindly transfer your energy, your positive look about life or the positive vibration, that vibe to audience, so it is contagious, like they people also get attracted or they actually get that pulse of you. So that energy will be contagious to audience, and then whatever ideas that you intend to convey, that will be received exactly by audience. So your energy is contagious, your spirit should be uplifting. Okay, and when you speak, actually the audience, they should actually have that interest to listen to your speech instead of using mobile phones or diverting their attention or something else. So have that energy, that exuberant spirit, that boisterous personality, and just be happy for what you are. And there you are not there to what to advise them anything, but you are there to give your expertise. So your spirit should be uplifting. You should give that confidence to audience. You should give that happiness to audience in listening to your speech, and always have that genuine smile at everyone, and always have that positive attitude. Okay, so when you have these both, like a genuine smile and positive attitude, you actually get, you will on the 50% you will get attention of the audience, obviously. Okay, and you should your speech should be worthy of their attention. So make sure when you prepare your speech, you make sure that it is something interesting and informative to audience. So if they are going to pay the amount and if they are going to spend the whole day with you for that particular speech, it doesn't mean like they don't have any other work and they are seated there to listen to your speech. It is nothing like that. Each and every one of us, we are held up with lot of our what to say, like uh, we have lot of uh, working our working style is different. We have lot of work schedule to be completed. So when we have lot of pressure on our shoulders, uh, we should actually consider whether our presentation is worthy of their attention.
And if you think like your presentation is not worthy of their attention, your topic is not worthy of their attention, you are not going to tell something new to the audience, then that particular speech is completely useless. So when you have a lot of responsibility, you have a lot of responsibility as a speaker. So it is not like just something talking for half an hour or 1 hour or for a day. Ideas, whatever you convey to them, that matters the most. So you have a huge responsibility on your shoulder to convey proper ideas or information to the target audience. So here have a clear understanding of the expectation of the audience. What do the audience expect from you? So that is one thing, is the target audience, like to whom are you going to deliver the speech. And the second thing, it is about the expectation of the audience. If the audience happens to be a student, what do they expect from you? If the audience happens to be the scholars, what do they expect from you? If the audience is full of learned erudite scholars, like the erudite professors, what do they expect from you? That is, it is not like they don't know anything, they know everything. But apart from that, what are they expecting it from you? So that matters the most. So have a clear understanding of the expectation of the audience and kindly fulfill their needs with your presentation. And again, target audience plays a predominant factor in public speaking. So unless and until you don't know about the target audience, the target group to whom you are presenting your ideas, then definitely that would become a failure, a chaos. Okay, and when you actually present your ideas, I told you already, like your voice should be clear, and also your facial text also matters. It is not only the written text that, but also the facial text. That is nothing but your eye contact, how you have that eye contact. And now I couldn't have eye contact with many of you because all of your videos are off, and also since I'm presenting my PPT slide, I couldn't actually look at any one of you here. But I really love to have that connection with audience or the listeners, so that we will really understand how far they have understood the concept or the topic, maybe the point whatever we are talking in that particular moment, is that interesting for them or is it boring for them. So something we will understand only from their eye contact. And when we have that eye contact with everyone, when we give that smile back to everyone, that actually uh, have a good connection and it creates a good bond with people. And also your, when you stand in front of the mirror to what to say, to practice, make sure about your hand the gestures and also the posture in which you stand. So the posture plays a major role, and also the gestures also plays a major role in presenting your thoughts or information as a speaker. So kindly take care of your voice, your intonation, your facial text, that is your eye contact, your broad genuine smile which is actually contagious, and also the gestures that you use, and also the posture that you make it while you present your thoughts or information. Now I would like to give you an information about the types of speaker. See, there are two types of speaker. That is one thing, just a minute, excuse me. Excuse. So there are two types of speaker. One is spotlight speaker, and the other one is lighthouse speaker. In the spotlight speaker, the light is shining on you. That is, the focus is completely on you, and you always have that thought like, what does everyone think of you? You are not worried about the content that you present. You are not worried about the crowd that you are going to enlighten. Okay, because when you give a speech, you are actually enlightening the audience, the listeners. So when you are a spotlight speaker, you are not worried about to whom do you present. You just think about the whole light, the spotlight is on you, and you are worried about what everyone thinks about you as a speaker. So you are very conscious about the response of the the response of audience or crowd. And when you are a lighthouse speaker, you know very well about the main idea or the role of the lighthouse. It actually spreads that radiance to everyone. Okay, and irrespective of gender, religion, caste, anything, nationality, it gives that radiance, it spreads that radiance to everyone. So be a lighthouse speaker, because if you are a lighthouse speaker, you are shift the light from yourself, that is as a speaker, to the listener. You are much worried about audience, so you are not worried, you are not self conscious, you are not self centered, that you think about yourself as a spotlight speaker. Here you just need the attention of the audience, you just need that spotlight on you as a spotlight speaker. But whereas lighthouse speaker, you shift that light from yourself to the listener. You are much worried about the audience, that you have to do justice to audience in your presentation, and you are not worried about what does everyone think of you, rather you are worried about what does everyone need from you. So you think about the needs and expectation of the audience, and you really think like you have to fulfill their needs and expectation, and you want to be more impactful, that is you want to create impact in their mind, and also you want to give that influence. Okay, you have to bring the change in the minds of audience. So that will be your prime motive when you are a lighthouse speaker. And you are not worried about perfection. That is, when you think about the perfection of thoughts to be conveyed, you put yourself under pressure. Instead, you are worried about the content that you wish to deliver. So you are not worried about perfection, you are just worried about audience and content. That actually matters the most, and it's about helping someone to arrive at a solution. As I said earlier, people, they know, many of them, they know everything, but when they come to you, they have that expectation that you will fulfill their needs or the expectation about that particular topic. They really think that you are an expertise in that particular field. So you are actually helping someone to arrive at a solution, or to understand what is needed and what is not needed. Okay, and we would all rather be guided by a lighthouse than a spotlight. So instead of being a spotlight speaker that you grab the attention of the spotlight, you have to just think about the audience, their spectrum of life. You have to think about from the audience perspective. And next, the hook of public speaking. That is, how can you uh, impress as a speaker? Okay, the first thing is vocabulary plays a major role. So when you are going to use the same word again and again in your presentation, it will not actually create good impact in the minds of audience or crowd. So what you can do is, actually you can go for synonyms. You can go and buy a thesaurus, or you can actually Google it in whatever words that you need it. You can just Google it and find out, because for one word you will have 5 or 6 alternate words. So you go for that vocabulary building. And the next thing is, along with vocabulary building, you have to be very conscious about the words that you pronounce, because there are a lot of words that we mispronounce each and every day. So if you have to be a good speaker, make sure you pronounce the words exactly about how it has to be pronounced, rather than how you are pronouncing it or how you have been listening to it. So make sure before you present any ideas or information, you should know exact pronunciation of the words that you are going to use it in your speech. So vocabulary, that is, you make use of different, make a good choice of words for your presentation, and also avoid having the mispronounced words in your presentation. And the second thing is idioms. See,
Instead of saying a complete sentence, you can actually convey the thought through idioms or phrases which will actually give an everlasting impact in the minds of audience. So kindly, I will just give you the list of like the mispronounced words and also the idioms. And also what you can do is, in order to grab the attention of the speakers, you can actually include certain stories, the stories that you have read it in some of the books, or what you have listened from YouTube video, something. It may be about a short something, some story which has a lot of connection with your topic. Don't randomly talk on any story which doesn't have any value. So when you present your ideas, make sure your stories actually support, validate your topic that you present on that particular day. So kindly include certain stories for your presentation, and you can actually talk about your experience, because knowledge comes out of learning books and wisdom comes out of experience. And unless and until you talk about your experience, or it may be about the experience of, it may be about a learner personality, it may be about you talk about any famous personality, you can talk about their autobiography, you can talk about the biography of famous personalities, or it may be about your experience also. So if it is related to your topic, kindly share experience. It may be your experience, or it may be about experience of any a great or famous personality. And when the audience actually listen to that experience, they should actually get involved into that, and they should also be inspired listening to that experience. So kindly include information related to experience. It may be of yours, or it may be of any famous personalities. And also you can take snippets from the news or newspaper, something related to your topic. You can just take a few snippets which may be currently relevant, which may be a contemporary, like which is currently related to. So take some news from some snippets from the news or the newspaper, and give factual information about that particular topic. If you are going to talk only about the topic, it doesn't work. So kindly give some factual information from news or newspaper to validate your idea. And the next one is, you can talk about statistical data. See, if you are going to talk about rape in India, rape cases, the brutal murder cases in India, you can actually give certain statistical data, like maybe in the last 5 years how it was, and maybe from this year how it is happening. And so if some schemes are introduced, what change it has brought in society. So like that, you can actually include statistical data. It may be a pie chart, a diagram, whatever it may be. You can actually give a statistical data to enhance your presentation. And the last thing, you can actually include a short video of your presentation. It is not video, it is video. So you can include a short video with which is related to your presentation or the topic of that particular day. And now moving on to the mispronounced words. See, there are, you can just look at all these words. The first one is actually entrepreneur, and many pronounce it as entrepreneur, or in different way, but the right pronunciation is, it is entrepreneur. And it is athlete, not athlete, it is athlete. And it is a precious gift, not precious, it is a precious gift. And it is February. Okay, it is R-double-O sound. Okay, you have the word, you have the spelling RUA, but the pronunciation is R double O. So it is February, February, February. Okay, and hierarchy, hierarchy. And the next one is, just a minute. So it is hierarchy, hierarchy, hierarchy. Okay, and just a minute. Okay, and the next one is library. Okay, it is no, it is library. It is library, library. Okay, and this MAYONNAISE, that is Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. Okay, it is not mayonnaise. Mayonnaise, many pronounce it like that. It is mayonnaise. And it is not vegetable, it is vegetable. No E sound, it is vegetable. Vegetable. And this BUFFET, which is related to our food, it is, and also FOOD. It is not food, it is food. Food. Okay, and this BUFFET, that is buffet. Buffet. And albeit, that is nothing but although, that is albeit. Albeit. Okay, albeit. So it is not albeit or something else. So it is albeit. And VEHICLE, that is vehicle. It is not vehicle, it is vehicle. So you should have the pronunciation of VI sound. So it is vehicle. And it is not almond, it is almond. That is AH sound. It is almond. And BO, and you may think like we are not English professors, that we have to pronounce all these words in a perfect manner. It is nothing like that. See, when you talk to your students, if you mispronounce a word, they may not laugh at your face, but they may actually uh, make funny comments about it. Or when you actually teach your children at home, you can actually pronounce these words correctly, because all these words, almond and all, it is, we have it in our home, we use it. It is not almond, it is almond. And it is vehicle. So every other day we use this word. It is boutique. It is not boutique, it is boutique. Okay, just like buffet, it is not a buffet, it is buffet. The same way, it is not uh, what is that, a boutique, it is boutique. Okay, and it is chaos. Chaos. Okay, CHAOS, it is chaos. Chaos is confusion. Chaos. So the next one is WOMEN, it is women. Okay, it is women. Next one is break fast. So it is breakfast. It is FAST. The spelling is FAST, but it has to be pronounced as breakfast. Okay. And tomb. Tomb. And ASTHMA, that is not asthma. It is asthma. T and H has to be silent. Just like we have psychology. Okay, so here T and H has to be silent, and it is asthma. And also you have the word COLONEL. You have the letter LO, but it has to be pronounced as kernel. Kernel. Okay, and every week we use this WEDNESDAY. This is just assume that D is silent letter here. So it is Wednesday. Wednesday. It is not Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Okay, and it is not bowl. It is bowl. Okay, give me a bowl of ice cream. It is a bowl. And it is PIZZA. So just now I was talking to you about kernel, like you have the letter LO, but it has to be pronounced as kernel. You have to assume the letter R in the word COLONEL, that it is has to be pronounced as kernel. The same way you have the word PIZZA. Here what you have to assume is, instead of one Z, assume T. So how do you pronounce? Assume T. Okay, that is pizza. It is not pizza or something that many people pronounce. It is pizza. So you have to assume one T instead of one Z, that is Z, that makes it pizza. Okay, and POLICE, that is police. Police. It is not police, it is police. Okay, and actually when we have this landslide or something, people actually take certain things, or they remove people from this DEBRIS, that is debris. Debris. Okay, you have the letter S there, but it is debris, it is not debris or something else. So it is debris. Okay, and you have the word next, RECEIPT. So every other day we use this word, that is, it is Receipt. It is not receipt, it is receipt. Okay, RECIPT, it is receipt. And JUWELLERY, that is jewelry. It is not jewelry shop, it is jewelry shop. Okay, jewelry shop, jewelry shop. Okay, it is receipt, jewelry shop. And we should not mispronounce. Okay, pronunciation. It is not pronunciation, it is pronunciation. Okay, so you have to pronounce it properly, pronunciation. And SUIT, it has to be pronounced as suit. Okay, that the formal, the garment that men wear. Okay, and SUITE is suite, that is a luxurious room. Okay, and I would like to end these words like the burger, and it is not hana, h has to be silent, so it is honor, sound. Okay, it is honor, it is my honor to stand here in front of every one of you. So it is my honor, it is my privilege. Okay, it is a precious moment. Okay, and why I have included this word burger here is when we have the last letter happens to be er, like mother, father, anything for that matter, we give stress to the last syllable, like father, mother, burger, no. So when you have that last syllable er, you have to pronounce it like burger, a sound. Instead of r ending sound, you should pronounce it as father, mother, burger, honor. Okay, so that ending sound, it should be something a proper one instead of giving stress to that r sound. And the last slide is idioms. So I told you like I would explain you about the idioms. So there are, I have given you only few idioms, and there are a lot more. And according to the topic that you are presenting, or according to the target audience, you can actually choose the idioms to support your ideas, and it will actually enhance your speech. So break the ice, that is maybe in the beginning, when we have a different, when you are haven't like met certain people, if it is like a new audience, you have to break that ice, you should have that session. So you just you have to say like let's like have that let's break the ice for some time. So it is like some moment to relax yourself and to find peace with yourself, and you will not actually have that anxiety that you are into some specific crowd, or you are listening to certain speech. So break the ice, that is you come out of that anxiety or fear in you. And I am under the weather in the sense that I am sick. Okay, I'm sick, I'm not well. And gift of the gab is person who is gifted with good communication, good oral skills. Okay, if they have a good communication, if they are eloquent in their speech, you can actually call them as you are gift of the gab. Okay, you have gift of the gab, that means like they are very good in their eloquence. And pass with flying colors, when you actually tell your students that you have to pass with flying colors, that is you have to pass and go without any arrears. Okay, and beat around the bush, that is instead of saying a certain point around, beating around the bush, that is saying it indirectly, you have to talk it directly. Okay, and break a leg, that is a fortune, that is a good luck. Okay, break a leg in the sense you just wish them a good luck. And read the room, that is before you start with your speech, you have to read the room, that is you have to get the pulse of the audience, that is read a room. And heart of gold, that is a person with good nature, he has really a heart of gold, that means he is a good natured person. And the floor is yours, that is a typographical error, the floor is yours, that is when you actually uh, give the stage to some other person to present their ideas, you say like the floor is yours, that is they can take over the control of the floor or take over the control of the audience. And catch a cold, that is you have to face challenges in your life, you shall not like your life shouldn't be a bit of roses, like it shouldn't be without challenges, it should have challenges in your life. So catch a cold.
and go the extra mile. That is, put lot of effort to win the game. And it's not rocket science. It is not rocket science. It means like it is not something difficult to understand. Okay, it's not rocket science. It's not something to understand. The ball is in your court. That is, we have completed with our presentation. So the ball is in your court to decide whether you are going to follow all these techniques, the rules in your presentation. So it is up to you to decide which way you are going to choose. That is the meaning of the ball is in your court. That is, you are going to choose. And no pain, no gain. If you are not going to put effort, if you are not determined about your effort, then you will not gain anything in your life. Your that effort will, if you are not going to give effort, if you are not going to endure pain, then it will be a disaster. An elephant memory is like you have a good memory about something and get it straight from the horse mouth. That is, see, if you happen to listen to any of the important information, we always tell our students kindly get it from the horse mouth. That is, you can get it from your tutor or from the HOD, because they have to give that exact information. You can't just listen to everyone, and you shouldn't pass information that it is right. So you have to get information from the horse mouth. That is, whoever is answerable or responsible for that particular thing. So get it straight from the horse mouth. And before I go on with the thank you slide, I would like to end the session with a short story. That is, maybe in your presentation also you can include this. One in a small village there happened to be a farmer. Okay, and every other day before uh, dawn itself, he will get up, he will complete all his work, and he will actually fill two mud pots of water, and he will actually tie those mud pots in a bamboo pole. He will keep it on his shoulder, and he will take that to the distant temple, which is actually located in a hill. And every other day, it is his practice. And one mud pot is actually a complete one. The other mud pot is actually a cracked one. So obviously, when it is a cracked mud pot, when he travels from the down to the upward, like when he travels to the hillock to the temple, most of water which is filled in that cracked mud pot, it will actually fill all along the way till he reaches the temple. So every other day, that cracked mud pot, it feels so bad about its life. And also that the complete mud pot, it actually makes fun of the cracked mud part, that it is not fit enough to live its life, and it doesn't serve any purpose of living, and it always comments about that cracked mud pot. So every other day the cracked mud pot, it will actually cry his heart out. It was not all happy about his life. It really thought like his purpose of living is not served. And because that water is actually taken to the temple, and it really felt so bad. And every other day it was the same thing. And that farmer, he tried to convince the mud pots that nothing is going wrong, he will be all right. But he is not ready to listen to. And one particular day, he happens to that is the farmer was really astonished to have the sight of that scenery, that is of that hillock, that is in that particular hill. And the one way it is completely dry, you don't have any good plants, the trees or the flowers, but the other side, it was full of vibrant colored myriad flowers which has all bloomed. And when the farmer looked at that sight, he was really happy. And then he realized the mud part where the complete mud part where it was hanged every other day, that side it was dry. The other mud part where the other pole where the cracked mud part was spilling water all along the way to the hill. That side it is full of plants and trees, and there were so many bees and butterflies, which is actually that's surrounding those vibrant colored flowers. And when he had that look, had that sight of that plant and the flowers, he was really happy. Okay, and his heart leaped with so much of happiness. Okay, he was on cloud nine. So he really felt so happy, and then he talked to that cracked mud pot. That is, we always think ourselves that we are not fit enough for anything, and we always compare ourselves with other people that they are excelling in their life, and we are actually living our life in a shadow or in a dark spot. But it is nothing like that. Each one of us is blessed with beautiful life. And yesterday I talked to you about each one of us has certain problems in our life. And irrespective of our problems, irrespective of the situation that we face every other day, we are all, are we not blessed with a beautiful and happy life? We are, and each one of us is unique, and we shouldn't compare ourselves with other people, no matter what it may be, about our physical beauty, or it may be about our skills, talent, or abilities that we have. See, if a person is good at studies, the other person will be good at drawing, the other person will be good at writing poetry, the other person will be good at mathematics. So in one way or the or other person will be good at sports. So in one way or the other, each one of us is blessed with some unique talent. So before we start to judge ourselves that we are not fit enough for anything, and before we judge our students that they are not fit enough for anything, kindly have the story in your mind, which will actually change the perspective of our life, and which will actually tell people like we are blessed. And also make sure, like whenever as a teacher you present your thoughts and ideas to people, or when you are a speaker that you present your thoughts to audience, make sure your presentation create an everlasting impact in their minds. Let it have an reverberation, let it have an what to say, that when they actually, after the session, when they go, they should go home happily, and create that change in each and every one of their, in one of their lives. So I'm moving on to my last slide. If you can speak, you can influence, and if you can influence, you can change lives. Okay, so if you have the talent of speaking, that is, as a research scholar and as the faculty members, if we can speak, we can actually influence our people. And if we are actually and if you are actually influencing, we can actually bring that change in people. Okay, so with that note, I would like to end my session. Thank you so much for your listening. It was wonderful sharing certain ideas about this eloquence, and also about art of public speaking. And I hope it was useful for each and every one of you. And I'm really thank you for giving me this opportunity to have this discussion with this erudite group of people. Thank you. Thank you ever so much for your kind listening.
Participants, if you have any queries, you may ask now. Ma'am, shall we conclude the session, ma'am? I think no queries, ma'am.
Yes, sir, sure.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome and give a vote of thanks to this 5 days faculty development program organized by LKP Academy, titled on Navigating the Academic Journey. Today, we are delighted to have with us our esteemed resource person, Dr. S. Karunya, ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of English, PSG College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. Today's session was wonderful, ma'am. This was focused more about self care and the wellness. an important topic for every educator to maintain a healthy and balanced academic journey. We're truly happy to have you us today, ma'am. Thank you once again. Thank you all the participants. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.